go over quickly what we just got from the grocery store. We're gonna do a little quick grocery haul and then we are gonna start cooking. This is actually the day before, so this is Saturday night. I'm planning on doing all the cooking tomorrow. So anyways, we just came from the grocery store because we don't want to go tomorrow. But for the pozole, you're going to, I actually have a whole video on how to make pozole already. But we're just gonna make it anyways and just kind of vlog it out. But I went and got chili guajillos. I used chili guajillos and I also use chili anchos in mine. Some people don't, but I like the combination of the flavors of the two. The chili ancho kind of gives it like a smokier flavor. I got the white hominy. We're also gonna do a chicken tinga in the crock pot. I don't know if I'm gonna make it tomorrow or not. If it's not in today's video, it'll be on a short or like a reel this week as well. So I got 2 cans of chipotle peppers. That's what's kind of gonna give it that little kick. Be really careful with the chipotle peppers because they are spicy and they can get away from you, so tread lightly. I got a bunch of tomatoes because for the tinga you need some tomatoes to go into the base. I got some eggs. I got some hominy. I just get the big one. Some people don't put hominy in mine. My kids love hominy, so I got the big one. I got a dozen of eggs. I got avocados. I got these for the kids. They were on sale. These avocado Caesar salad things. They really like these, so I picked those up. I got some vanilla unsweetened almond milk for myself because I was running out. My English muffins that I had before the gym for my first meal, not for the gym. I got some chicken breasts, boneless skinless chicken breasts for the tinga. I got 3 loaves of bread because I got them for 3 for $5, and I'm just gonna freeze some for the kids for lunch. You can never have too many. I got 2 things of Fruity Pebbles. I have, like, depending on the day, I get anywhere from like 40 to 50 grams of cereal a night. And this was on sale, $3.99 each, and you had to buy 2 because you know that's the gimmick now for everything. You gotta buy multiples, but pick those up. I had bought a bunch of Halloween cereal for the girls, and my nephew came and I gave him a box, and the girls were like, he got the blueberry ones, and the girls were like, that was the best one. I'm like, you picked it. I got a thing of bananas for myself. Leo got some apples. We got 2 things of tostadas, one for the pozole and one for the tinga. Leo got a little thing of nopales salad. This is what it looks like when you buy it made. I know you guys have seen me, nopales is cactus, but some of the markets, like this is from Cermak Produce. If you guys are in the area, it's in Bedford on like 77th and Pulaski. This is what it looks like when you get it from the market. Sometimes they'll have cheese in it. This one doesn't have any cheese, but it's really good. I might have a little bit of that with my next meal. We got some pork shanks for the pozole, and then we get pig's feet. There's only 3 per person. So Leo's dad and Leo like the pig's feet. Nobody else does, but he's convinced that it gives it a better taste. I've never had it without it, so I don't know. But for everybody else, they eat the pork shanks. I got half a pound of Polish ham for Leo, a pound of salami for the girls for lunch, some lettuce shreds, and a head of cabbage for the pozole. So yes, that is the little grocery haul. Good morning. Welcome back to Sunday. We are up. We are at it. So you guys didn't know, I've been like dealing with like a lot of TMJ issues, like a lot, especially on this side. It's like I get it on both sides, but this side's the worst. And one thing about me, if I get any type of ailment, honey, I do all my research. I read Reddit accounts. I Google, which is also the worst. Don't also do that. I had to take the phone away from me last night. But yesterday was my first night with a mouth guard. I used to have a mouth guard when I was a kid because I've always been a really bad grinder. But mine wasn't a mouth guard. It was like a bite thing. It was awful. I remember I almost choked on it. So I did the mouth guard yesterday. I ordered a mouth guard off of like Amazon and just heated it up and did one of those. And then I also got this neck stretcher. Leo is like, I keep trying to get Leo to do it. Let me show you what I look like. So I'll sending pictures to my family. I look like the situation from when he had that car accident. You know what I'm talking about, Lee? Where he had the neck brace on, he had the seat collar on, and he was like... I only saw like the first thing. Oh, that's what I look like. But it feels good. Like you could just do it for a little bit. I found all this stuff out on Amazon, so did that, and I'm feeling pretty good. I mean, it's still there. I'm definitely feeling better. I got a new nasal spray because they recommended a nasal spray. I got this one, and it's actually pretty good. It does have a cooling effect, so that might be kind of weird. It's the Mucinex Sinus Max. I got this at Target. It's pretty good. I did that. So I just got done taking everything. I just took my allergy pills. I took a leave for the day. I took my CBD. So I feel like this definitely helps. I think next time when I make my next order, because I take this, so this is CBD. I take CBN at night. CBN at night is like a game changer. Like I sleep so good, especially with this mouth garden. Like I was knocked out. I woke up at like 12 and it was in my hair, and then I just put it back in and got back to sleep. But the CBD definitely helps a lot. I do like this. I do like this a lot. I'm going to keep that in. I think I'm going to get the CBD like rub-on stuff. Lauren Brazy uses it for her CBD, so I'm going to use that at night. Right now, my dad has this. Hold on, let me go get it. This is what my dad has. Arthritis all over. He was like a mechanic forever, and Leo has issues. So he got this for Leo, and I used it. It's an oil, and I put a little bit on a cotton pad and put it like in like my joint right here. Put a little bit down here, and then I put a little bit on the base of my neck because that's where a lot of that tension comes in, and it feels pretty good. You can still kind of hear the popping, but it's pretty good. So I think did I tell you where you got this?
I have no idea. I just got it. I don't know where you got
Yeah, maybe this is what it looks like. Maybe you can find it on Amazon. I should look it up and see if it's on there. I know they're expensive. I am going to say that. But my dad keeps it in his gym bag because it he says it really helps when like his shoulder and stuff act up. See new chronic. Yeah, it's actually on Amazon. No, it's not. I lied. It's not on Amazon. I don't know where the hell he gets this stuff from. Hopefully it didn't fall off the back of somebody's truck or something. I don't know where you get it from, but I don't know. That's that one. So I use that. Yes. So that's so far of my day. Now that I'm knocking on 40, I got like a whole regimen of stuff I have to take in the morning. But we're gonna work out. Today is gonna be like an all-over pump. I'm really focusing a lot more on my legs, like not my quads. You guys know I'm very quad dominant, but my hams and my glutes. I kind of have this idea of what I want to look like come January, and I feel like I have enough time to really not be exactly where I want, but get a nice head start. So I really want to work on building out my glutes, my hams, and like kind of toning more into my back. I really want to go a little bit lighter with shoulder work because my shoulders are super sensitive, but I also feel like they respond really nicely. Yeah, so anyways, we're doing that. We're gonna make some pozole in a little bit. It's still early. It's only 8, so we'll probably start the pozole around like 9-ish. I'll show you guys how we do that. I am gonna make the tinga today because why not? I just feel like maybe I'll just cook all day today. And then tomorrow, I actually put this back in the bedroom. Tomorrow I'll take, we'll just have leftovers Monday and Tuesday. So that's the plan anyways. My dad will probably come by. I don't know if Leo's mom and dad are coming by either, but yeah, so let's go do some workouts in the basement. I'm gonna do some laundry. All right, we're gonna start cardio first because actually I'm gonna go downstairs and put some laundry in the wash first because that's the one thing when I work out at home. I know you guys can't see me, but I'm here. I have my treadmill folded up here. This is the Star Power treadmill from Amazon. It's a fold up one. I'll show you guys. I've had this now for, I don't know, maybe a year or two. I love it. It's really nice when you want to work out at home, or there's times when I was doing 2 rounds of cardio a day. This is great. It doesn't give you well, I had to get some gym shoes because don't ever walk on the treadmill in your bare feet. Listen to you, girl. These are my favorite shoes, by the way. These are the Adidas Astorias or something like that. I just cleaned them up. I've had them now for like, I think 2 years. I got them on sale for like $50. And I love them. I think they're super comfortable. And I just kind of, I have the shoe cleaner, and I use that and I scrub them up, and they look pretty good. So I'm probably going to look into getting a new pair pretty soon. But if I can't get them for what I paid for them the first time, I don't want them. I'll just keep rocking these ones, you know. Anyways, what was I gonna say? This treadmill's pretty good because I feel like it gives you a good workout because it's so narrow. It has a very slight incline, nothing crazy, but I think it's a really good one. It's quiet. You can fold it up. It doesn't have all the bells and whistles like those big expensive ones I bought for the price. I think this thing's like $300. It's worth it to me. So, and it keeps me humble. It definitely is a decent workout. Now, like cardio preference for me will always be the stairs, but I'm working out at home today and it's gonna be a good one. So my dad wasn't gonna go to the gym today and he was gonna do his car show, so I was like, oh, it's fine, you know what, I'm gonna make the soup and then I'll just work out at home. And it's pouring down rain. It's like, it's the perfect fall day, especially for soup. And my dad's like, I can go today, and I was like, sorry bud, I'm not going. I also want to go through and start cleaning up my closet and getting my life together, because this is the treadmill I'm talking about, and it just folds up. Like I said, it's very, very basic. They do have an app if you wanted to like compete with other people and like do running and stuff. I don't do all that, but it's nice. It does the job. As I was saying, I want to start really kind of getting myself back together, kind of really rebranding myself for the rest of the year, really just like sitting down and like, who am I? What do I want to do? What do I want my life to look like for the rest of the year? And really just focus on that and really start doing some more inner work and inner reflection. I have therapy scheduled now for the rest of the year. Every other week I'll have once a week, and then in weeks between that I'll have 2 times a week. So just really kind of zoning back in on myself. So my mom's calling me. Let me see what she's up to, and then I'll see you guys when I get back, and we'll head downstairs and do some weight training. We are starting the pozole. I got my apron on, so you already know it's doña time. I got my big old pot right here, and we are going to start putting the meat in, because first you're going to want to cook your meat. You're going to want to simmer it for like 2 hours. So I'm taking these, what are these called? Pork shanks. These things, pork shanks. That's all gonna go in here. We have, I think, 10 pieces of pork shank. It depends if you wanted more. You don't have to use pork shank. You can use pork shoulder too. People do chicken. Perfect weather, baby. Perfect. Now we got the pig patas. Blech. Look at the pig patas. Pig's feet. I'm not even gonna touch them. We're just gonna drop them in there, because that's nasty as hell. And then pig feet are just so gross to me. We're gonna take, these onions are kind of small, so I'm gonna take 2. I'm gonna take 2 onions. I'm going to cut them and take off the skin. Don't dice them, just keep them whole. I'm just gonna take off the skin layer. And then we are going to add in a clove of garlic. Let me do that. And then you're going to fill your pot, which I'll show you. You're going to want to fill your pot so it covers the meat, and you're going to want like 2 more inches of water above it. So let me put this stuff in there, and then we will rock and roll. Honey, it's raining. It's chilly outside. I'll put this pot in the sink so I can start filling it up with some water. Girlfriend, why'd you let him treat you so bad? Okay, so we have that whole onion in there, the pig's feet, the pork shank, and then there's a couple cloves of garlic. I really couldn't get them in there, and that's kind of what they're looking like. And then I'll be able to pull them out. Usually I just skim around. As you're cooking, like I said, this is gonna cook and simmer for about 2 hours, right? You're going to want to skim the top. I'll show you guys when we get to it, but we got this on, I started a little bit later, but it's all good. I don't know if anybody's coming over, so we're not really in a rush. I know my dad will come over, but he doesn't come till like 2 or 3, and if Leo's parents do come over, they come around the same time. So it's all good. We'll have that, and then I'm gonna wash my hands. I'm gonna wipe down my counters real quick, and then we're gonna start on the tinga, because that's gonna go in the crock pot, and that's like super, super easy. And I'll show, I'm not going to show you guys the exact recipe because I'm going to do a short on it, but I'm going to throw that in because I'm going to throw the chicken tinga in the crock pot, and I'm going to have that as a protein for myself. I'm going to try it this week and see how my body reacts, because it is a tomato base. We'll see. I usually have a little inflammation with tomatoes, but I'm gonna try it, see how it goes. I haven't tried to kind of incorporate it yet, so if I have a flare up, then we know. If I have a little weight gain, then we know. But that's how you check, right? That's how you check. But chicken or pork is going, and then let me get my crock pot ready and I'll show you guys when that's all. Literally, I think it took me 5 minutes to get the sauce ready for the tinga. So I just have the 3 chicken breasts and then the sauce. The sauce is really, really good. I will say I always taste the sauce before I do not try it before you add it to the chicken. Don't add it to the raw chicken, then try it, honey, because you're going to be scratching your butt against the rug. But I just try mine and see if I have to add a little bit more. Now, I like mine to have a little kick, so I use a little bit more chipotle. Start off light with the chipotle sauce, and then, because it's going to have the actual whole chipotle peppers in there as well. But this is a fresh sauce. Like, you could actually, like, make a batch of this and probably freeze it and use it for another thing. Like Leo said that this would probably be really good on, like, chilaquiles or something like that. But it's really simple. It's whole tomato, like 2 whole tomatoes, a couple cloves of garlic, like a half can of chipotle peppers in the sauce, about a little bit, like a heaping half tablespoon of Knorr, salt, pepper, very little salt. Try it before you add salt to it. Try it because Knorr can be very salty. I've told you guys this time and time again. And a little bit of water, and that's it. And you just leave it on the crock pot for low. My chicken's already defrosted, so I'm gonna keep it on low, and it should be ready probably in like 5 or 6 hours. But usually I like to keep my chicken a little bit frozen and then cook it in the crock pot so it doesn't get mushy. But nonetheless, this meal is already started. Boom, we got thing up. For peppers, for the pozole, I like to use 2 types of peppers. Some people don't. Some people like using different varieties. These are the ones I like to do. I've been doing this for a while, and I feel like it gives it a little bit of a different flavor. It still has like kind of the heat from the guajillo, but it has a little bit of a smoky from the ancho. So I always get the small pack. I think there's like 4 or 5 ancho peppers in here. So we're going to use those, and then I'm going to use probably about half the bag of these, right? So what we're going to do first is we're going to put some gloves on. Let me put some gloves on and get my setup, and I'll show you. Doing this first is really going to save you a lot of aggravation. Okay, so what I do, I got my gloves on. You're going to go through all of your peppers. I have 2 bowls. So here's like my garbage bowl, and then I have my clean bowl over here. And you're going to take your pepper, right? Because these are just dried, right? You're going to just take out the stem, and then you're going to want to take out those seeds. There's a few steps that people skip. Don't skip these steps. This is what's going to separate you from the doñas, okay? This is what's going to, if you skip these steps and your mother-in-law comes over and she tries your pozole and she's spitting out seeds and shells and stuff like that, you don't want that. So, I mean, it is a time-consuming meal, but it's really not hard. It just takes a few extra steps, but it's worth it, and you can taste the love. You see, because we're gonna heat these. Some people soak them. I don't like to soak them. I like to heat mine to like rehydrate them, and then we use the broth from the peppers to thin it out because we strain them. Now, I do know that some people's gonna say you can get a high performance blender and you can skip that. No, I don't care if you have the Vitamix 3000 and you paid $48 million for it. Honey, strain your damn peppers, okay? You go to any restaurant, anywhere that even sells this, they're straining their peppers.
No.
You don't think so?
No.
I've never had it at a restaurant where I had to spit out seeds. I actually
don't spit out the seed. It's not the seed.
It's the skin.
Down, it's the skin that you get like the parts of it.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't know. Maybe if you want to skip it, I just feel like I'm spending so much time and money making this dish, that it's not worth it to risk it for me. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just so, and this is like it's like a family dish too. Like my kids I don't make it often. I make it like once or twice a year. So when I do, I just take the time to do it. Now, if this was something I was making every day, maybe I would get the Vitamix 3000 and pay $48 million for it. But for just something, you know, you just take your time. It's Sunday dinner. my kids are home, you know, it's nice. You know, this is, you know, their grandmothers, they can learn how to make this so they can teach their kids, you know, and it's like one of those things. It's a family recipe, so. And, you know, I try to copy the stuff that my mother-in-law makes pretty exact so my kids could learn, and if the girls can learn how to make it, and then they can, you know, say this was my grandmother's recipe and my mom learned. So anyways, this is kind of a pain in the ass, but it has to be done. Just go through, de-seed all your peppers in your garbage bowl. Okay, well, here are those peppers, and then I put them in my pot. I'm gonna put this on like low medium, and then you're gonna wanna put a plate on top because they're gonna rehydrate and they're gonna start like getting full again, right? So they're gonna rise. So keep your plate on top. Here is that pork. Let's see. Leo's already downstairs. It hasn't, you see how it gets like this foam? I just kind of scrape that off, and I keep like a bowl right next to the stove. And then I just kind of skim off the fat and stuff off the top. But it's pretty simple. Pretty simple stuff. I always keep like a little garbage bowl. So I have that right there. It just helps with cleaning up and stuff like that. It kind of just simplifies it. And then there's only like one garbage bowl to clean up, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm trying to be Rachel Ray. I don't know. But we have probably about another hour or so before I actually add in the peppers, like the sauce, and then we'll add in the hominy towards the end. But it's pretty simple, guys. It's really not that hard. It's just kind of a slow cooking process. It's cooked with lots of milk. I wanted to show you guys my neck stretcher because you're supposed to start out twice a day for 15 to 30 minutes. So basically it's just these pillows, right? I know I look crazy, but it comes with like a blood pressure thing, and then you can deflate it, and it slowly deflates. But you can really, it helps like alleviate like text neck and stuff. I found this on Amazon. I think it was like 20 bucks. But this one has like Velcro straps, so you can, if you have like a thicker neck or whatever, and then you can, I make sure that like I keep like my shoulders down, and I have to stay off my phone because like that's part of my issue with like my tight neck. And then it like stretches out the vertebrae back here. And then you just do it to what you're comfortable with. I be putting the craziest shit on the internet. How about it? I be really doing too much on the internet.
Yeah.
Alright, well that's it. God. Now that we're done messing around, peppers are done. You can see they're no longer, you know, dried and wrinkled and all that stuff. So we're gonna start making our sauce. I basically take all of these peppers, throw them in my blender, and then I use this broth as well to help mix, and it helps strain them. I'm also gonna go through and take this onion out of the meats and the garlic cloves, and I'm gonna toss them in there as well. You're going to need a little strainer, so let me get mine out and we can get to work, baby. All right. So in here we have all the peppers, the onions and garlic from the meat, and then honey, you're just going to take this and you are going to blend it up. Some people choose to salt this water first. I don't. I like to mix everything, put everything in my pot, and then I season. But you could do however you want to do. So we're going to mix it, and I'm going to leave this on high for probably about 2 minutes and let it go. All right, this is the strainer you're gonna need. If you can get a bigger one, get a bigger one, but I feel like this is the biggest one I have. I used to have a really small one, but you're gonna put it over your pot. This is your pot that has the meat in it, right? It's just meat and then all the stuff that we cooked it in. We've been cooking this meat for about 2 hours now. Here is our mixture with the peppers and the onion and garlic and everything, right? What am I spelling? So you're gonna, hold on, I'll show you right now. I don't wanna make a mess. This red sauce, I'm telling you, for whatever awful reason it is, it gets every freaking where. Everywhere. Here it goes. So then, you see how, can you get a little bit closer, Mama? So you see how I just kind of go through, and I'm gonna pick this up slightly. You can see at the bottom, it's coming out. So we're slowly just gonna keep pushing it down, letting it strain through. The reason why it's thick, this is the skin and the whatever seeds that we don't want to get into our soup. It doesn't look like it's a lot now, but once we get to the bottom, it's really going to make a difference. Now, if you start to feel like your strainer is getting clogged, what you can do, we have this broth right next to it. This is the broth that we cook the peppers in. It's nice and hot. That's why I like to heat my peppers to rehydrate them, because it's going to make it that much easier to strain your sauce. And then you're still getting all the flavor from the broth from the pan that we made the peppers in. So this is the tedious part, but this is the part where I told you, you're not gonna make this every week. This is the part that I don't recommend you skip. I think this really separates us doñas from the rest. And I can call myself a doña now because my father-in-law said I was one. And he's a don, so I could be a doña. But anyways, I'm gonna go through and just strain all this stuff, and this is where your garbage bowl will also come in handy, but I'll show you what it looks like once I get to the bottom. It's probably gonna be about 2 or 3 different batches that I'm gonna have to strain through, but it's not that bad. Like, we're already kind of going through it. So, all right, I'll be back in a minute and I'll show you what the leftovers look like. So this is what's left after you strain through it. You see how it's like the chunky seeds and stuff like that. You don't want that in there. It's like flaky, and so that's why we strain it. It really does make a difference, I promise. I am now just going through. I took the can of hominy or maize, whatever you want to call it, and it's like soaked in water. I don't know. I go through and I thoroughly rinse all of it, so the water is clean. It has like, it's no longer like, see how like they kind of get all like smushed together and stuff. So give it a really good rinse before you add it to your soup. And then I'm also going to chop up some cabbage to put in there. Maria's going to go get some limes. You can also put like radish in there and stuff like that, but none of us like raw radish. The only one that likes it is my father-in-law. So we're gonna have ours with some cabbage because me and the girls like it with the cabbage. So here it is all rinsed. I'm gonna put it into the pot. I would show you guys how to do it, but I don't wanna make a mess. And this red sauce, I don't know what it is, but honey, it gets everywhere. And then right here, we gotta separate the stems. We're gonna put a little bit of oregano. This is that fresh oregano. And it has the stems and not so much seeds. I don't want any of y'all talking about how I know how to separate it like this, okay? I don't want to talk about none of that. We all have a past, what can I say? But these have some like massive like stems. Like, look at these things, man. They're huge. So I like to just put it out on my counter like this when I can, and just break it up that way. Ray, I just had to go get limes, but we are almost done, baby. Almost done. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. I know it's nothing exciting. It's not like groundbreaking stuff, but I feel like it's always kind of fun to do life together, to do a little life in together. You know, see what else is going on. I also should tell you guys the reason why we are well, it's not the reason why. I try to make this every couple, fall and stuff, and it's perfect fall weather today. But yesterday was Mexican Independence Day. So we don't do any of the parades or any of that stuff. I mean, I know these young kids be out there doing it, but they crazy. They're real silly out there in these streets, messing around. We don't go on any of that stuff, so we choose safety. But yeah, so yeah, that's why we did it. So I'm gonna go ahead and crush this up, give it a once over. Look, I'm missing some sticks here, some sticky ickies. This is for the bourbons and the Cadillacs, the 10s and the 12s bumping in the back. This is for the players. Wood grain with the leather seats. Window so dark, what? You need a flashlight to see me. All right, my friends, here is that bowl of pozole with a bunch of cabbage on top. See, there's meat. The sucker is caliente, but it is ready. It's around the same time, around 1:30, so this will be like lunch and dinner. Don't forget, we still got that thing on there too, so we can have that. But this, my friends, is what the pozole looks like, and it's all done. You just gotta add some lime, and you can have tostadas with it. Boom, done. So here is that chicken tinga all minced up, and then I just turned off my slow cooker, so it's gonna sit for a minute. Yeah, it's really good. It has a really good flavor. Now, traditionally, you would put some oil in a pan, fry that up, and then pan sear this chicken in the oil and then serve it. We don't do that, but if you wanted to, you can go out and do that. But I'm just gonna leave it like this for meal prep for the week. And here's how I usually serve it to the kids and Leo. We put it on a tostada, a little bit of sour cream, chicken, and then a little like hot sauce, or you can put like shredded lettuce, and you could really like dress it up a lot, but that's traditionally how you would see us eat it. It's really, really good. I'm just gonna eat mine without like the tostada and everything. Thank you guys for hanging out with us today and just lifing. I'm gonna clean up my mess from everything. Pozole was a hit. We have enough for leftovers tomorrow, and then we have this chicken tinga for me to eat throughout the week, and then we could have this for dinner one night this week too. So we cooked twice today, but we could eat a few times throughout the week. But yeah, so that's about it. Thank you guys for hanging out. I'll leave this reel should either be up or it'll be coming up. And then the pozole as well. I have a video for both of these already, so if you guys want to look it up on how to do it, but great easy meals. The soup is a little bit time consuming, but the tinga is super easy, as you guys seen. But yeah, I'm gonna go enjoy my day, just hang out with my dad, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.